Hey everybody, good morning. I'm here today to show you around another example interactive SSRS report. And I'm really excited about this one. So I already wrote a couple weeks ago about automating things, making it easy on the user, things that are repetitive, kind of offloading that work into the computer doing it. So, instead of hammering the keyboard, using your time or your employee's time for something a little more valuable. So today I'm going to show you my example of an interactive report that creates a GP macro for you. And in this case, it is automatically applying credit memos that are outstanding from the system to invoices based on the oldest due date or the oldest document date. And that will be based on whatever you have set in your AP module. This one currently is based on the document date. So in SSRS, I have 3 reports, 2 of them hidden, as is commonly the case with these interactive reports. This create auto apply is where you get to review the content and make sure everything credit memo wise that you're selecting is something you actually want to apply. In this case, I only have a couple dummy credit memos out here. I can filter by class if I want, and then after I select class, I have the vendors that have outstanding credit memos that I can pick from. I can filter this down, and whatever I filter does limit what actually gets applied in Great Plains when I create my macro. I'm going to do both my vendors here so you can see it. I can limit the credit memo date, starting and ending date, and I can also change the apply date that's recorded in the system when I do run the macro. So I'm going to view report here, wide date range here. Of course, I have the Fabricam date as a lot of my test transactions. And if you look down through this report, you can see just some basics on what you selected in the list and then the details. So I have 5 credit memos for Ace Travel, totaling $3,846. If I want to apply them all, which will happen if I run this macro creation report, which is the create macro button at the top, then I can see what it's going to apply to. So that is based on the oldest document date right now, but it's a pretty easy switch to get it to due date. Anything in blue is what is being applied down. You can see that will move as you have different amounts. So my second vendor was Advanced Travel, and I have 4 credit memos totaling $4,140, and you see it only applies to the first 2 invoices in the list, so you get a nice visual there of how far it'll go. Of course, because once you apply it fully in GP, it's not so easy to unwind that, so you want to make sure you get it right the first time. And like I said, if you did want to filter by dates, you can do a cutoff date. So if I only want as of Fabricam day, I can go back on my credit end date, and let's say cutoff as of 4/14/2017, view report. It's going to refresh that data, so now you see I only have 3 credits here, and it doesn't go as far applying them. All right, same thing with this one here, back down to 3 because of the date on the transaction. Once you're done, create apply macro, and then you're going to export this to Microsoft Word. So a couple steps the user will have to do here to make this happen. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to copy all of it to my clipboard and go to Notepad, paste it, and then I'm going to save this as a macro file. Save as. All right, so I have that in the macro file. I'm going to close that. Go to Dynamics GP, and Control F8 is my shortcut to play a macro. So this is set to run from the home page. So I'm going to select my macro to play. Interactive SSRS demo is the one that I just saved. So I double click that. It's going to go to my apply window and go through and do everything a lot faster than ever trying to do this on your own by applying these. So as you can see, this thing ran. If I want to go check again to see that those are gone, I can go back to my original report. And let's go ahead and refresh. I'll view that report again. And nothing shows up because all my credits are now applied in the order they were supposed to based on that auto apply feature. And I just saved my end users a whole lot of time and quite frankly, very annoying work. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to see how it applies to your environment or talk further, please let me know. Thanks. Bye.